عليكم. Welcome to 9 p.m. English News Edition. ده هلانسي. Asarta Solar 7 wins a victory against FC the Killer. International and second the subject of the international news, second conference of President of Assembly and section of the African region. And for international scene, European Medicine Agency approves a Pfizer BioNTech vaccine for 12 to 15 years old. Those was the headlines and welcome to the national news. The President Kegele congratulated Ethiopian political leadership on the occasion of the National Day of this brotherly country. The head of state, His Excellency Mengele, sent this Saturday a congratulatory message to the President of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, Mrs. Sahel Worke Zawede. In his message, the head of state expressed wishes for more progress, prosperity, and fulfillment to the sister nation of Ethiopia. The people and the government of Djibouti join me in expressing their sympathy and fraternity to the proudly friendly and neighboring people of Ethiopia, wrote the President of the Republic, who hailed the deep democratic, economic, and social renewal guarantee of sustainable development endorsed in this proudly country under the highlighted leadership of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali. And President Gele renewed his best wishes to Mrs. Sahel Worke Zawede and to all the proud Ethiopian people. A similar message was also sent to the Prime Minister of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia, His Excellency Dr. Abiy Ahmed Ali. And now for the national news, the team of Asarta Solar 7 wins the Djibouti Cup against the team of FC Dikil on penalty during the match which took place this afternoon at the Goulet Stadium. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Margeli, surrounded by the Prime Minister Abdulkader Kamil, the Minister of Sport Hassan Kamil official, and thousands of spectators attend the final match between Arta Solar and FC Dikil. The two teams showed their tenacity and fair play during the match and were separated during the penalty shootout, which saw the victory of Arta Solar 7 against the team of FC Dikil on the score of 4-3. A victory that consolidated its status at the national level and which ambition to have its place at the continental level. Until the end, both teams held the spectators in suspense during the match broadcast live on RTD. Neither team was able to take the upper hand during the regulation time, and it is during the penalty shootout that as Arta Solar 7 took the upper hand by beating the FC Dikil team. After the victory on penalty case of the team Arta Solar, the President of the Republic, with his cuts, the Prime Minister, the Secretary of State, House of Sport, Hassan Mohammed Kamil, the person in charge of the Federation of Soza, and the person in charge of the two teams, of which Mr. Tommy Tayoro, sponsor of the Arta Solar, gave the trophy to there's a team of which the Cup of Arta Solar 7, which wins the Cup of Djibouti this year, also after the victory in 19 and the 2021 of the Cup of Djibouti 2021. Since 18 sponsored by Mr. Tommy Toyor. In National miniature of the Djiboutian solar power plant team of Arta Solar 7 has consolidated its national ambition by winning the Cup of Djibouti this year, 2020. Recall also that the team of Arta Solar 7 was a growing national champion this year. The President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Mohammed Ali Hamad, and the President of the Djibouti section of Parliamentarian Assembly of the Francophonie, the Honorable Delita Mohammed Delita, took part from May 25 to 28 the 12th Conference of President of Assembly and Section of the African Region of the APF. It should be noted that more than 19 participants, including the President of Assembly and members of the Parliament, participate in this event. They basically highlighted the strategy of his country to control the spread of this scourge during the election period. In addition, NPI recalled that the response to the current health crisis and protect the population, the President of the Republic, His Excellency Haji Ismail Omar Guelleh, has put in place a real program of strike that has allowed the Republic of Djibouti to appear among the few countries on the African continent to have a certification of the World Health Organization. Finally, the good news of the day is that the Republic of Djibouti has been selected to host the 13th Conference of Presidents of the Assembly and Section of the African Region of the Parliamentarian Assembly. Notwithstanding the social, political, and security issues, President Hamad spoke about the management of the COVID-19 epidemic in the Republic of Djibouti during the last presidential election. Indeed, the head of the hemisphere highlighted the strategy of his country to control the spread of this plague during the election period. As part of the multifaceted fight against malaria, the Minister of Health has just launched the vast program of special spraying and destruction of larva-breeding sites in the capital, conducted by the NCPD. This vast vector control campaign will be deployed in all neighborhoods through a plan of special spraying distributed by high-risk malaria area. Under the leadership of the new Minister of Health, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Roble Abdillah, invited the population to accompany his vector control effort by facilitating this special spraying operation conducted by the INSPD, and which will take place during 2 weeks in all city neighborhoods. This vector control campaign aims to eliminate any risk of proliferation and mosquitoes and flies in order to prevent against all infection and seasonal disease, said the new minister during a meeting with senior officials of the INSPD. An all-Djiboutian sport entertainment competition called Spartacus Game took place on Wednesday, May 26, the first of its edition initiated by NTL event in the partnership and sponsored by Air Djibouti and Djibouti Telecom, Djibouti Port, Free Zone Authority, and Ivory Coast Services. First of all, it's a kind here in Djibouti. The objective of this competition is to show to a national and international audience that our country is able to produce a 100% Djiboutian show that helps in the fight against the scourge of illicit and harmful substances that threaten the youth of our country through the promotion of sport. Following a complaint filed by the Directorate of Waqf in the Ministry of Muslim Affairs, which has seized the gendarmerie to investigate a case to thief of money in one of its mosques. The OPG of the 345 Brigade conducted investigation that ended with searches that led to the seizure of cash sum of 5,381,000 foreign and a flight screen, an air conditioner, a speaker, all purchased with money stolen from the mosque. Indeed, just before his date, just 1 month ago, an imam of mosque in section 4 had set aside a fairly large sum of money whose purpose was to serve the proper function of this place of worship. However, following the date of the imam, this sum of money was discovered by his close collaborators. All executives of this mosque who shared it among themselves. The 4 thieves involved in this case were placed in custody. They admitted having shared this exorbitant amount of money, knowing full well that it was fine for the mosque. Given the series of the victims, they were brought to justice to answer for their actions. The management of the Partial Guarantee Fund of Djibouti Credit, led by its Director General Awad Ahmed Mouti, accompanied by the president of the Club of Young Entrepreneurs, went to the region of Dikil, especially in the sub-prefecture of Mouloute. For the information and consultation tour during their trip to the sub-prefecture of Mouloute, the delegation led by Mr. Awad visited the factory of the company, LICO, and the construction site of the future hangar of the company. The objective of the visit of the delegation of the Guarantee Fund is to strengthen the agreement, trust, and proximity between the main financial actors and young entrepreneurs. On May 25, 2021, the CDC of Ali Sabih officially launched the diplomat training in community development management in the presence of the Prefect, Mr. Musa Aden Migani, the Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Noor Said Goldon, the representative of the Director of the CDC, Mrs. Ruqiyya Hassan, and the trainer of the INA, Mr. Mazer Mohammed Abdu. This training is the directed continuation of the launch that took place on May 23 in Ubu for the Northern region. Here in Ali Sabih, the training is for the benefit of the directors and facilitators of the CDC of Arta, Ali Sabih, and Dikil. This training is capacity building and learning of a new methodology to the trainees in order to improve their service to the community. As part of the response to the migration challenge, the ACRC International Committee of the Red Cross and the Crescent of Djibouti, in partnership with the Prefecture of Obuh, launched yesterday, Tuesday, May 25, 2021, at the Hotel the Village of the Red Sea in Obuh, 3-day roundtable on the management of mortal remains during the disaster for the benefit of the intervening institution. The Prefect of Obuh Region, Abdul Malik Mohammed Banoita, accompanied by Vice President of the Regional Council, Mr. Ahmed Ali Mohammed, presided over the opening ceremony of this meeting, along with Mr. Bilal Sablu, foreign expert of the ICR, who will lead this round table during these 3 days. The purpose of this initiative is to have an open discussion with emergency authority to better understand their challenges in dealing with migrant-related disaster, to strengthen their capacity and the management of mortal remains, and to identify finally of the day and to put in place regional action plan to better respond to such situations. It is with great sadness that we learned the date Mrs. Zainab Gaboubi Doule yesterday in Djibouti. The deceased was president of the RBB Annex of Jebel and worked in the contribution The deceased left behind 4 children and 22 grandchildren. The deceased was the aunt of our colleague Rhoda Gire. May God and welcome her in his eternal paradise. And now moving on to the international news, the European Medicine Agency (EMA) Human Medicine Committee has today approved the use of the vaccine from Pfizer BioNTech called Comirnaty for adolescents from 12 to 15 years old, say Marco Cavallari, head of biological health threat and vaccine strategy. The vaccine was already authorized in people from the age of 16 and above. And now we have data that shows that the vaccine is safe in the age of the 12 to 15 years old, he said. That's it for this edition. Thanks for your attention. Very wonderful evening.